Hello YouTube, Southern Wolverine here, back with Corbas Kerman in Duna orbit, preparing to make our landing on the Kerbal system's red planet. Perhaps it is ominous that this is episode 13 and we are attempting a very first planetary landing. Oh, I don't think so. I think we'll be fine. Famous last words, right? Alright, so we're just setting up north-south here. Whoa, it's a little wobbly there in the center, isn't it? There we go. Okay, come on. You can do it. I just want to get this stabilized so that I can leave it in orbit. We have Corbas already in the lander, so we're going to go ahead and set control from here. And now this is sort of the moment of truth, because once we detach this and head down to the surface, we are committed. At this point, we can still abort, take all the fuel from the lander, put it in the transfer vehicle, and have plenty of fuel to get back to Kerban. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go for it. I think we got enough fuel to get back here. We'll be light coming back, so even though we have less than half our fuel, we won't need to enter Kerban orbit. We'll just crash right down onto Kerban, let its atmosphere slow us down, let all this burn up, just detach this. So coming back, I think will take us significantly less fuel than getting here, especially since we'll have a lot less weight to carry, since we'll have detached all of this part of the lander by the time we do that. So we're going to go for it. So here we go. Let's just go ahead and detach. We're controlling from here already. We're going to detach on dock rather. There we go. Just a little burst from the RCS thrusters to separate us. And there we go. Now Corbas is set to start his landing. Alright, so I think what we want to do is try to land somewhere in this area, since this looks like lowlands, which means we're going to want to attempt a burn around the backside here, something like that, just enough to get us. We want this to be as small of a burn as possible to preserve fuel for our return trip. So a return trip to the orbiter. So we're going to get down like that, and that should be enough. That's only a 30 meter per second burn. But that should be enough. Oh, I suppose I should activate that RCS tank. We were just burning the capsule fuel. In any case, let's go ahead and fast forward to our node and get ready for our deorbit burn. Here we go. Alright, so it says it's only, well, it's not giving us some time estimate, but I think it's going to be pretty quick. Now, you notice, actually part of the reason it might not be giving me an estimate is because I don't have these engines activated. So let's go ahead and just manually activate all these. I've got the staging all set up for the lander, but I'm never comfortable just punching the stage button when I have detached vehicles, because sometimes things get confused. And the last thing I want is to activate the chutes early, or God forbid detach the landing legs from the vehicle. That would be a real shame. Alright, so here's our oh yeah, that's gonna go down quick. Okay, we can even throttle down a little bit. Alright. Give it a little extra even. That went so fast. Alright. So that barely sipped the fuel. We should still have plenty for our return to space. Alright, here we go, Corbas. This is sort of the point of no return. Oh, let's go ahead and turn the station lights off, or the ship lights off. Try and preserve electric power. We should be okay. It's just I won't be able to deploy the solar panels till I'm on the ground. So we're just going to fast forward this around until we get back down into the atmosphere for the first time. This is not back into the atmosphere. This is Kerban. And we'll see how this trajectory works out. Hopefully this area will be nice and flat for us to land on. Sort of fortunate because these hills look like they're a little bit rougher. Yeah, so the last thing we need to do is land at an angle. Oh, there's Ike again. Hi there. Last thing we need to do is land at an angle and flip around in some unfortunate way. Like that landing on the moon that almost went horribly haywire on us. Ooh, sunrise. Sunrise on Duna. See, look at how thin this atmosphere is. Granted, we got some mountains and stuff here, but, you know, on Kerban you can see this nice, thick blue, green, red atmosphere. Here on Duna, you just got this little, like, red sliver on the horizon. Even there, you see, it's just thin. That's why we've got so many chutes on this thing. We got 8 chutes for the descent stage. And I can even use the 2 on the upper stage if I want to and just repack them for our Kerban return. I'd prefer not to do that because anytime you use them and repack them, you lose the staging, so then you have to manually activate them, which can be a little dicey when you have time critical situations evolving. Alright, so I'm just gonna... We're in the atmosphere, you see, so I'm only getting the 4 times acceleration. But this should start to influence us a little bit. We should get down into the deep atmosphere here at 20 or 19. Yeah, okay, see, so that's coming down slowly but surely. Should be enough to bring us down safely. See, we're still in orbit though, because we got this camera angle. I got it on the auto camera. You'll know when we've got a return trajectory, a landing trajectory, because we'll switch 90 degrees to this so that the ground is down instead of, you know, to the side like it is here. Suspense, suspense. It's not the landing even that I'm worried about, it's the getting back home. Should have plenty of parachutes to land. I can use the rockets to help land if I want, but getting back to the spacecraft, well, we'll just have to see. Corbas is not at all nervous. He's loving it. Let's see if we can get a... Oh, he's facing the wrong way. Here, let's turn you around so you can see. Yeah, that's where you're going, buddy. How's that look, huh? Cool, huh? Yeah. Zipping past there. Oh, there we go. Now we are on a landing trajectory for sure. Oh, good. This should chop down very nicely for us. Should land us somewhere in this area. Which still looks reasonably flat. I think what I'll do is I'll wait until we're into this medium atmosphere. You see, on Kerban we would have been, you know, 13 kilometers almost into the thicker part of the atmosphere by now. You know, we would have been into here someplace. But of course, we're not on Kerban, so it's much thinner. And this bit is only the last, you know, 3 kilometers maybe, something like that. We'll find out as we descend. Oh wait, speaking of which, where's one of my barometers? Are we still... Cannot log pressure data from the upper atmosphere? I will do that. Yeah. Take measurements of the atmosphere and its surroundings. That's right. That's what we do. Anyway, so as I was saying, when we get into this part, I think I'll throw these drogue chutes. Yeah, see, so we're not even close to the minimum pressure needed for these yet. See, that 2500, that's their full deploy altitude. Oh, I just realized you can actually change this. That's kind of nice. Interesting. Might have to fiddle around with that later. Same thing with these, you can fiddle with it. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's not much. Let's just leave it default. Last thing I need to do is screw around with new things on a planetary mission and cause some sort of horrible disaster. Alright, so looks like this feature here is what we're seeing right there. Looks like our landing zone is somewhere in this vicinity. Yeah, so this is looking like that big dark area. Yeah, let's go ahead and use the drogue chutes. Oh, they're not even going to deploy. We don't have enough pressure yet. Darn, I thought sure they'd be ready to deploy. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, we're going to be optimistic here and lower the landing gear. I'm just trying to keep this pointed towards the anti-velocity vector just so that we'd hate for things to get all flipped around when the chutes deploy and things to crack and go crazy on us. Oh, come on, chutes. I need you to deploy. Oh, right. Because the first stage activation, I activated these manually. So the first stage activation just turned the engines on, but they were already on, so it in fact didn't really do anything. So now that I've actually activated the drogue chutes, now they work. Yes, things work better when you turn them on. Wow, we still have a lot of horizontal speed, and we only have... Yeah, okay, so we'll see about 3,000 kilometers, or 3,000 meters, rather, is where the thick part of the atmosphere begins. And it looks like we're going to land at about 500 meters above zero, I guess, above sea level, even though there's no sea. There we go. Now we're getting nice and vertical, and hopefully this will slow down a lot once these 8 landing chutes deploy. For the moment, they're still in their partially deployed state. We're going to go ahead and turn the vehicle lights on so we can see them shine on the ground when we get really close, although we're still about 1,000 meters above the ground. Ooh, that's cool. You could see Ike just through the haze of the atmosphere there. That's pretty neat. Interesting. Ooh, look at that. All these parachutes. Bringing us down safely, knock on wood, to Duna. Alright. See how the light? Yep, the lights are indeed on. Oh, there we go. I might use just a little bit of fuel as we're about to touch down to try and slow us down just a little bit extra. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What, did this get damaged? Well, okay, we're down. Okay. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a quick save here, just in case something dumb happens. I'm going to try to raise the gear and lower them down again to try to stabilize this, since this is not a situation I'm entirely comfortable with. Oh, was this damaged? It seems as if it were damaged. Well, okay. It seems we have sunk... Oh! Wait. No. Oh. Alright, whatever. We'll just set this down on the engines for now. That's a little bit disconcerting. But we've landed mostly successfully. Can I at least get this so that it will stop wiggling around on us? Guess not. Alright, well, in any case, we got a little bit of a glitch going there or something, but we're going to go ahead and do our science. Observe the materials bay and all this fun stuff. Opening the sample container, you find that everything is turned red. Initial tests show it'll never wash out of white spacesuits. You consider sending missions in pink EVA suits to reduce the cleaning costs. Oh, Kerbans. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do a mystery goo as well. We observed the goo. That's slightly disappointing. Oh, okay, that's the one we already used. So we're going to turn around to the other side. Should have used that mystery goo while we were landing too. So let's go ahead and log pressure data. The atmosphere's thin. Yes, yes. Do a crew report. Alright, here we go. Historic moment. Dun da da. As we land on Duna. Yay! Woo! Running around. He gets to stretch his legs. Although he was in the hitchhiker module most of the time. Ooh, look how he can still jump pretty well on Duna. It's at about a third of Kerban's atmosphere, so... Or Kerban's atmosphere. Kerban's gravity, rather. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, Duna landing. Corbas Kerban was here. I like that graffiti people used to write on the bathroom walls in high school. Surface sample. Grainy, fine, sand-like dust, and it appears to be getting everywhere. And the Neva report. After much testing, you determine that red sandcastles are plausible. Alright. And that's about all we have from here on Duna. So, we've done our science. Our spaceship's wigging out because one of our struts is broken. Or something. So I think it's time to get back in here and get off the surface just to make sure we still can. We're gonna have to time this right though with the other vehicle coming around. I'm gonna go ahead and deploy our solar panels just to recharge everything. Yeah, that's weirding me out. I'm not sure why that happened. We didn't come down that hard that it should have broken, but oh well. And we'll use this. This is our last science on board. Oh wait, we have some temperature readings with take also. There we go. Log the temperature. Alright, there we go. So we got one more temperature probe and one more mystery goo container that we can take off or use while we're taking off. Okay, so we're just gonna set the transfer vehicle as a target. And we'll launch when it's a little bit before being directly overhead of us. Just like we are when we do intercepts on Kerban. And it's at 75 kilometers. So we're going to try to get up. We're going to let it get ahead of us as we launch, basically. And we're going to get to about 50, just out of the atmosphere. And try to rendezvous with it. Now we want to turn to 90, which is right here. No, which is... Where the hell is it? Over here. That's where we're going. So it's going to be a little bit awkward since we're not aligned the way we would normally be. Alright, Corbas, did you have fun with your little excursion? After all this effort to come out here, we spend like 5 seconds on the surface. Well, he's been here for a whole, few hours or something at this point, so we're gonna just take off. Now, can we retract that? Nope, it's busted. So, not much we can do about that. We're gonna use a similar launch profile to what we do on Kerban, although the actual altitudes differ, of course. So once we're through the thick atmosphere, so we're getting some weird drag off of that, because this is pulling one direction on me. Once we're through the thicker atmosphere, we're gonna start to turn over. Yeah, this is, more difficult to control than it should be. That must be giving me some extra drag out on one side there. So this is definitely doing some weird things. You see, I'm coming off the 90, and that's not me. I'm trying to hold it back to steady. So let's do some science quick here. While we're still in the atmosphere, we observe the goo. We will log the temperature. Okay, there. Now we're going to set in at about 45 degrees of the horizontal, light the engines full, and go check out what this is doing for our orbit. Our inclination's a little bit off, just passing the descending node, so we're going to try and shade to this side of the 90-degree orientation, and that should start to come down. Yep, there you go. Alright, so looks like this is going to work just fine. We're actually going to throttle down, it's working so well. And we're going to lay it down and try and pick up our horizontal speed. And keep an eye on these outer engines. Oh man, we still got plenty of fuel left. Yeah, if these burn off while we're still doing our burn, then we will eject them. If not, we will just hold on to them until we reach our return vehicle here, the Duna transfer vehicle. Then we will transfer any remaining fuel over so that we can get some use out of it. Alright, so you see I'm just burning dead horizontal just to try to spread this orbit, get it closer. Save myself some energy on the orbital insertion burn. Now I'm a little concerned that we're going too fast and we might actually be in front of this, which we might have to circle around like 50 times or something trying to catch up to it, or trying to let it... Well, we'd have to go catch up to it the long way instead of the short way. Well, we'll see. We will see. Oh, actually, that might be okay, judging by where that intercept was. And how'd our inclination end up? About a degree off. That's not too bad. We can take care of that pretty readily. Actually, let's try and take some of that out even on our circularization burn. I got about half of it out of there. Alright, that leaves it at a 52 by 56 kilometer orbit. So we're gonna just go for that and get Corbas here safely home. Okay, good. It is. The lander is getting out in front of us, or the transfer vehicle rather is getting out in front of us. Now look at how much fuel we got left. Tons of it. I could have made this lander a lot smaller, I think. Still just annoyed by that one random landing gear that's hanging out there. You know what? In order to get my balance back, I'm actually going to put out the other landing gear. That should help even this back out. Oh wait, let's make sure we're actually, there we go. In an orbit that doesn't go back into the atmosphere. And let's try to plot an intercept here. Should come up pretty quick. Yeah, we can get a pretty good intercept right there. Now, is that going to get worse? Yeah, we actually might have missed the most efficient opportunity to get an intercept. Yeah, looks like we're a little bit ahead of where we should be, but we can make that work. So that burn's coming up quick. So we're just going to get set up. So yeah, it's we're pretty darn close to the target, actually. Alright. There we go. That was it. That was the burn. Alright, so that'll get us within 3 kilometers. That's not too bad. We can correct that when we get on station there. Whew. Now the only remaining question is, of course, do we have enough fuel to get all the way back? I think we do. We'll find out. Okay, how far away is this encounter? A minute. Alright, so let's drop back to real time. Check it out. 3 kilometers. Just a little bit of fast forward to get closer to 3. Okay. Oh, turn the lights off. Don't need you right now. Won't do us any help out here. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to end up doing this maneuver on the dark side of Duna, which will just make it a little bit more difficult to dock. But it's not insurmountable by any means. Alright, so here we go. Same kind of docking procedure, or encounter procedure rather. Trying to set up our rendezvous. by getting into the same orbit, killing off our relative velocity. Okay. Now it's just a matter of pointing over towards our transfer vehicle and just bumping into it in the right way. Strategic bumping into it. Alright, so we're going to use the engines to get this started, but I think I want to save as much fuel out of those as I can, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the engines, and I have way more RCS fuel than I actually need to do this at this point. So we're going to go ahead and use the RCS fuel to slow us down relative to the transfer vehicle when we get close. Which is now. Come on, baby, slow down, slow down. Okay, okay, here we go. Coming a little faster than I'd like. Come on, RCS, you can do it. Here, I'm gonna try to move to one side or the other so that we at least don't ram into it. Okay. Alright, that was... I was getting a little concerned there for a second that we might have too much speed coming into it. Alright, so what I'm just going to try to do here is push off to the south a little bit. Get below the transfer vehicle so that I don't have to turn it. And then I won't, yeah, it'll save me some maneuvering around. So I'm going to go ahead and just go for my dock now. Come on, give me the docking port. Oh, I had it. There we go. Sorry, just focused here, trying to set this up. There we go, coming on target. Slowing down. Alright. Alright, we got the station lights on, or the ship lights on the other vehicle that are helping us see that docking port, which is nice. That's why we have them. Switch to the fine controls. Hitting caps lock there. And we'll just let this settle up right on in there. It's coming in nicely now. A little bit off center, but that should be close enough for the little magnets in there to bring themselves together. There we go. Excellent. Alright, there we go. So Corbas is back with his vehicle. Alright, so now what I've got to do is I've of course got to do a spacewalk, get all my science, and collect it back into this capsule And that includes all the science that was done on the transfer vehicle. I think I've used them all at this point, yeah. So that I think I will do off camera, because that frankly won't be very exciting to watch. And so I will call this an episode, having completed our Duna landing and completed our return to the ship with only one minor malfunction of one of the landing gear. Yeah, that little bastard right there. Thanks a lot, guy. We had a perfect mission going, and you had to go screw it up. Stupid uncooperative landing gear. In any case, we have had a successful Duna landing, and Corbas is loving it. He's already rated a success back to his friends at Kerbal Space Center, and they are no doubt toasting, whatever, to their success with whatever the hell it is Kerban's drink. Probably something green. So in any case, I'm going to go ahead and get this science all collected, transfer all the fuel up into the upper stage, and I will see you in the next episode for the return trip to Kerban. So once again, this has been Southern Wolverine, this time joined by Corbas Kerman. And thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And Southern Wolverine signing off.